Yeah, is the recording on?
Yes, yes. Recording on.
Okay. Yeah, please continue.
Okay, today I don't know. Your voice is really okay. I mean the audio part is really not up to the mark. Anyway, let's see. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create. Yeah, yeah. Fine.
Speaking.
Correct, correct. Okay. Uh, yes, voice is breaking really. So how to delete a file? Similarly, we have just used right. Create a new file. Similarly, if you want to delete a file, you can simply run this program to delete a file. So if you, it automatically deletes a file. File is already there in this path. So if you want to delete this file, file create. Okay, we can delete this file. Just right click. Okay, run this program. So file has been deleted. There's no file. File create file is not there. Okay. And along with that, so many functions are there. These are very frequently used functions. Create new file and delete file. Okay. And then coming to how to write a file, how to write the data into the file. Okay. Just assume this is a, okay, the data which you want to write into the file, type into the file. Okay. How to write into the file? First, you have to create a file again. So my file write.txt is the file. Okay. My file write.txt. I'm just going to, okay, remove this entire text. Control A, delete it, Control S. Nothing is there in this file right now. It is empty file. File, my file write is an empty file. Okay, my file write file is an empty file. So I just want to check whether the file is existed or not. How to check? See here you can see file dot exist. That means if the file is not existed, create a new file. Okay, so if the file is not there, try to create a new file. After that, what you have to do, we have to open this file in a file input stream. What is this file input stream? First, you have created a file instance by providing the full path of the file during the file object creation. Second step is we have to pass the file instance to the file input stream. So basically, file input stream opens a connection to the actual file. Okay, it opens a connection to the actual file, the file named by the file object. Okay, so the file object which we have created, right, it will create a connection. It will create a connection, open a connection to the actual file. So after that, what we are doing actually, we are just using a get bytes. Okay, after creating a, what you are doing, we are just declaring a, okay, array. What type it is actually? It is a bytes type. After that, what you are doing, we are just writing the code into the file. FOS file output stream, file output stream dot write. Okay, we're just writing the data into this file. After that, we're just flushing it off, and then file created and content written successfully. Okay, just right click, run as. So I'm just going to run it actually. So file written successfully. Just go and check whether it has been created or not. See, it has been created. Okay, so this is how we write the code into the file. See, this file is 22nd June something is right. I'm just going to remove it off. Okay, instead of June 21st, I can say today's date is 13th. Okay, September 21. Control S. Okay, so just try it, run once again the same program. Just run this program. Just go and check. See, this is the content which has been written into the file. Okay, so you have to remember very important class called a file input stream and file output stream. File input stream and a file output stream. To read, actually, we have to use a file input stream. To write, we have to use a file output stream. Okay. To write the data into the file, we use a file output stream. File output stream. File output stream. To read the data, what you have to do? We have to use a file input stream. For writing, we are going to use a file output stream. Please remember this. But to read, we have to use a file input stream. That's all. So next, I just want to show you how to read a file. Okay. Very simple. Just let me know if you have any questions. So now coming to the file reading the data from the file. Again, you have to instantiate a object for file. After creating a file object, you have to pass a file path to the file object. After that, we are just using a file input stream to read the data. After creating a file input stream object by using a file output stream, we are just passing a file object to the file input stream. See, we are pass an object of file. After that, we are just using a buffered input stream. What is this buffered input stream? You have to pass a file input stream instance to the buffered input stream, which basically creates a buffered input stream and save its arguments. Okay. See, this internal buffer array, this buffered input stream is nothing actually. It is nothing but a buffered array. Okay. So internal buffered array is created and stored in a buffer. So temporarily it created a array and store this array in a buffer. Okay. So by using this buffered array, we can perform a read operations. And it reads the data from the buffered array, okay, which is readily available in the buffered content. Buffer means, you know, right? See, I'm just showing you, this is notepad. Okay, something I've written. Okay. Ctrl A, Ctrl C. What happened? See, Ctrl A is okay. It select all, and Ctrl C means what it does? Copy. So after where it is copying? Where it is copying basically? See, the copied data is in buffer right now. Again, I'm just using Ctrl V. See now, see, I'm able to copy it. Sorry, paste it. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. But Ctrl V, when I just performed a Ctrl C, what happened? The data is in buffer. Similarly, here also, we are just using a file input stream. After reading the data, what we are doing actually, we are using a buffered input stream. That means temporarily we are just saving the data into a buffered array. Okay. After the content is copied into the buffered array, what you have to do? You have to read the data. How to read the data? By using a buffered input stream dot read. You have to read the data and print the data and by using a system dot out dot println. That's all. Clear? Is it clear? So first you have to pass the file input stream into the buffered input stream. Okay, which creates a buffered input stream and save all the data of the file input stream. Okay, so the internal buffer array will be created automatically. Whenever you use a buffered input stream, automatically it will create a internal buffer array and stores the entire data in a buffer. Okay, so by using this, what you can do, we can perform a read operation. Okay, so the stored in a buffered array, by using actually we can perform a read operation, which basically gives a better performance. Because the buffer data will be read very quickly. So we are just reading the data from the buffered input. I'm just printing it using system.out.println. Yeah. Can you explain content.getByte statement? Contents.getByte statement. So content.getBytes. Where? I think you are referring right. Okay. Okay. So this is for writing, right? To write the data, what do you have to do first actually? What do you have to do? See, we have created a new file. I think you know this one, this statement you understood. Okay. After that, what we are doing, whether this file has been there or not, we are just checking. If it is not there, it is going to create a new file. After that, okay. So this is a string array. It contains a content. This is the content which you are going to write into the file. Okay. So we are just using a get bytes. You know how the data will be, okay, parsed in the runtime. It passes the data into bytes only. Bits and bytes. Bytes, you know, right? What is byte? It basically encodes the characters or strings into the bytes. Then only it can be able to write the data into the file. That's why we are using get bytes. Okay. Strings as it is, it can't take, right? As a human being, I can understand what is string, what is character. But how the computer can understand, that is the reason we use a get bytes. That means we are just converting the entire string into the bytes, and then after that we are just getting the bytes and store the bytes into the byte type array. See what type of array is actually, it is a byte type. After that, what we are doing again, we are just writing the bytes into the write the data into the file output stream. That's all. Okay. See, get bytes, nothing, no need to confuse actually. There's no confusion. So as a human being, we can understand what is string, what is character. But machines, especially computers, can't understand, right? That's the reason we have to convert the data. Yeah, even integers also. Integers also.
Integer values.
Integers also. Bytes means what actually? Bytes means zeros and ones. Irrespective of the data, I see I have given the numbers also here, 13 September 21st. The numbers also gets converted into bytes. It doesn't matter what type of data you are entering. It simply converts into zeros and ones.
Okay.
Okay. And then I think, yeah, we are discussing about, I think, reading the file. Reading is much easier. Okay. So how to read the file? Again, we have to create a file. And since we are reading, actually, we are temporarily store the copy data into the buffered input stream. So buffered input stream, after that, we are using the read statement. By using the read method, we can read the data from the buffered input stream, okay, and print it into the system file. Here you can see. Okay. So just go and check what's the file we are using here. File input stream, myfile.write.txt. My file, okay, my file write. Where is this? So my file write txt, my file write is the file. Okay. Right. So just right click, run as Java application. See, the entire data has been stored, written. This is the, okay, writing data into the file 13th September. The same data, whatever the data is there inside, okay, this file, that was actually read in the runtime. Same data. Okay.
So, just one question. Do you hear me? Hello.
No, your voice is sorry.
Actually, yeah, your voice is also problems on my side. You said. Uh, Hello.
Yeah, you can ping me in chat
Okay,
room.
I will write in chat. Okay.
So I copied data from one file and wrote it into another file in this program, right? Into another file. Copied. Yeah, of course. Yes. Okay. I will show you that one. Don't worry, I will show you. So far, are you clear with the basic operations? How to create a file, how to read a file, how to write a file, right? For reading, we are using a buffered input stream. By using this, we can read the data. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now we'll see how to append the data. How to append the data means some data is already there. So we are going to change the, we are just going to add a fresh data. That's it. We are going to add a fresh data. Okay. So where is this file? My file append.txt. My file append.txt. This is the file which was created very long back when it was created 14/7/2021. Some 1 month back we have just created. Okay. So what you are going to do? We are just going to run the same program again. See, but try to understand how to append. Nothing actually. Append also very simple. First, you have to create an object for file object, pass the file output, file path, and then check whether the file has been created or not. If it is not there, just create a new file. After that, what you are doing actually, we are just here appending the content to a file, right? We have to use a class called file writer. File writer. So file writer accepts two parameters. One is the name of the file object, and then a boolean value true. After that, what it does actually, okay, it's make the current file as a appending mode. Okay, file writer. After that, what you are doing, again we are using a buffered writer. Buffered writer gives a better performance to write the data, hence we are using a buffered writer class. Okay, buffered writer, we are just passing a file writer object into the buffered writer. After that, what you are doing actually, buffered writer dot write off the content. Content is already there. Here we have already content. We are just adding the content. Write is nothing but appending. Whenever you open the file object called file writer, it opens the object in appending mode. Okay. So after writing the code, after writing the content, we are just closing the buffered writer and then closing the file also. That's all. So look at this file. This file which was there with the latest content 14th July 21st. Okay, which could be appended at the end of the specified file. Okay, just right click, run this program, run application. So data successfully appended at the end of this file. So just go and refresh this page. Yeah, I think it's already refreshed. Here you can see this is my latest content 13th September 21st, which can be appended at the end of the specified file. Okay, let me explain the logic once again. Very simple. First, you have to create a file object. After creating a file object, what you have to do, you have to create an object of write file. Okay, file writer, and pass this file object. File writer. After that, what you have to do, since we are using a writing operation, we have to open this file writer as a buffered writer. Okay, buffered writer. So add this data into the buffered writer. So buffered writer dot write of content. Okay. First, you have to create a file object and check the file is there or not. If it is not there, create a new file. After creating a file, so just converting this ordinary file into the file writer. After converting this file into the file writer, again, file writer basically enables appending mode of this file. Okay. After enabling appending mode to this file object, so we have to convert this into the buffered writer. So after creating the buffer writer, then only you can write the data. Otherwise, you can't write. Okay. So buffered writer. After that, we have a method called write and pass the content. buffered writer dot write off the content. Automatically you can write the content to the file. So if you want to check, you can check it actually. So 7:39 a.m. Control S. Okay. So just run once again. If you want, you can check. So this is a file. Okay, 7:39 a.m. Okay. So this is how actually we can add. I mean, you can append. You can append okay, data into the file. So read, write, and append. Okay. Clear? So file copy. You are saying, right, how to copy the file in one file into the another file. Definitely can do that. Okay, as you said, actually we need two files, right? So this is the input file, this is the output file. Okay, so this file acts as an input file. Reading, for reading purpose, we have to open this file. For writing, we have to another file. We have to have another file to write the data. Okay, so this is for reading purpose. This is for writing the data. That we need two files. One is a copy file demo. So some data is there in this file. Copy file demo. Where is this? Yeah, this one. Okay, this has some data is there. Some data file input or Java create, delete, read, and something. And there is another file. My file write output. My file write output. It does not contain anything currently. Okay. See what we are doing. First, we are created two files. One is file copy file demo. Other one is a my file write output. And then converting this file into the file input stream, another file into the file output stream. Because this is for reading, this is for writing. Again, we are using a buffered array, and a buffered array size we are just mentioning here, buffer 1024. And then after that, what you are doing actually, we are just using a read operation. We are just reading the data from the buffer. After that, what you are doing actually, we are just using a while loop for writing. We are just writing the data into the file output stream. Okay. So after that, you just flushing the data and close both the files, file input stream and file output stream. So the data gets copied from the one file into the another file. Okay. So why we are using this buffer again? Once you copy the data, we have to store into the temporary array, right? That's why we have used a buffered array. Okay. That's why we have used a buffered array. Why? I think that there is some issue with this code. Anyway, I will check. Just right click, run this program. Okay. So automatically the data gets copied from one file into the another file. It's not copied. Yeah, there is an issue, some issue with this code. Okay.
One question. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah. Tell me, Manish.
Are you able to? What is the difference between the first program where one file and wrote it into other file?
There's a difference. Can you come again?
I said in the first program also from one file and wrote it into other file, right? And so there also we did the same thing and in this program.
Correct. Yes, something you're telling. Tell me.
Yeah, I asked one different. Before this also we copied the data, right? Before this also.
Correct. Correct. To copy the data, we use a buffered stream, buffered input stream.
So what extra we are doing in this?
Nothing. We are not doing nothing actually. Okay. Here we are using actually buffer. That's the only difference.
Okay. What is the difference between the two programs? Because also we are copying the data.
I'm not. I'm not able to hear you clearly. Can you type here?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay. What's the difference between previous program and copy demo program? Yeah. Okay. Got it. See, the previous program, we just copy the data from the one file. But here, the current file, we are just copy. See, the previous file, what it is doing actually? Tell me. Copy means we are just reading the data only. We are not copying from one file to another file. We are just copying the data from the single file. But in this program, we are just copying the data from one file to another file. Okay, both does the same functionality. We are just copying the data only. But here, what we are doing actually in this class, the copy file copy demo, we are using a byte array. That's the only difference. We are using byte array, right? That's the only difference we are using. We are implemented. This also does the same thing. We are just writing the data. Here, see, if you look at here, we are using a buffered writer, but here we are using the byte array. That's the only difference. Am I audible? Yeah, the only difference is using of different classes. The first way where we have used a okay file writer class, here we are using a okay byte array, array byte type. Okay, that's the only difference. And along with that, we have so many methods are there. What are those methods? Okay, you can specify the directory name where exactly you want to create a file. Okay, and we can also create a file, we can delete a file. Okay, and we have so many other methods are there. Okay, check whether the file is existed or not. Okay, after that file is present or not. Okay, so many methods are there, and we also check whether the particular directory is available or not. Okay, so many methods are there, especially to deal with the files. But I somehow there is some issue today with the network. Okay, if you wish, we can continue tomorrow. Otherwise, we can. I will take another 5 minutes class and I will finish off this one. No, again, your voice is not audible. Okay, fine. And check your network also. Maybe are you using mobile data today by any chance? Maybe that's the reason. Oh, you always use mobile data. Maybe the mobile network, maybe today, maybe very less. Bandwidth is low, maybe. Okay, then catch up tomorrow. Okay, yeah. No issues. What are the doubts you have? You can discuss tomorrow also.